The Oscar-nominated film Foxcatcher is the tragic true story of the murder of Olympic wrestler Dave Schultz.
Steve Carell stars as John DuPont, the eccentric heir to the DuPont Chemical family fortune, who built a wrestling facility called Foxcatcher Farm on his estate.
And a local man is in the film. Dave Miller is the former executive director of USA Wrestling, who now runs a wrestling supply company in Middleton. We talked to him about the experience and the real John DuPont.
You have any idea who I am? If some rich guy calls you on the phone, I wanted to speak with you about what you hope to achieve.
Actually, I play myself. I was the executive director of USA Wrestling from '88 to '91, and kind of my first assignment was to go to the Seoul Olympics. And Mark Schultz wrestled in the Seoul Olympics. And then shortly after that, DuPont invited me out to his farm to negotiate a sponsor deal with USA Wrestling. And I sat in a room with him and did a deal.
What happened? The phone rang. This is Hollywood calling. Can you be in our movie?
Kinda. A really good friend, a guy actually who also wrestled for Wisconsin, John Gira, was the technical advisor to the movie. He's also kind of in the movie business. And he called and said, we're doing this movie on, DuPont and Dave Schultz and Mark Schultz. Would you like to be involved? And I said, yeah, sure. He said, first thing was, we need wrestling mats. And since I sell wrestling mats, I was kind of the natural guy for him to call.
So the scene in the movie where John DuPont is proposing to be the training facility for USA Wrestling for the Olympic team, that is an accurate portrayal of what really happened?
Yes and no. I mean, it actually did happen. There weren't 6 people in the room. His lawyer wasn't there. It was just John and I that did the deal. But yes, that did happen.
Coach DuPont would be willing to make a donation to USA Wrestling of $500,000.
And you were on screen for how long?
About 3 seconds.
But you have a speaking part.
I just said to the lawyer, big full screen picture of the lawyer saying John DuPont wants to donate $500,000 to USA Wrestling. And I said, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's
Fantastic made it in.
Yeah.
We can hear you saying fantastic. What was the experience like for you to be in a major motion picture? Was it just surreal? Was it what you expected, or what was it like?
It wasn't anything like what I expected. The number one thing I learned is how hard they work. It's unbelievable. The director would work from 6 in the morning till 2 in the morning every day.
So the movie's pretty accurate?
The character development is absolutely accurate. Mark Ruffalo couldn't have done a better job of being Dave Schultz and showing Dave's humanity and how really good of a human being Dave was. He was one of the best people I ever knew. And Channing Tatum did a great job of showing Mark and his fallibilities, because Mark's a little wacky too. And Steve Carell did great with DuPont.
What was he like, really?
He was actually a lot crazier than the movie shows him to be.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's pretty crazy in the movie.
He is crazy in the movie.
Yeah, no, I gave...
You ungrateful ape.
The director probably didn't want to go down the road of how crazy he was, because it's so weird that people wouldn't believe it.
What was it like to revisit that for you? Did it bring it all back?
Yeah, it did. It did. And Dave was a really good friend of mine, so that part was really sad.
These were actually used in the movie?
Yes, all this is actual costumes from the movie.
Belonged to Dave
picture
and
of Mark there, they made a big deal out of that in the movie.
Yes.
And they showed him actually making that photo. Yeah, and that's an actual letter from DuPont to me when I was executive director.
And he signs it?
Signs it Eagle. He was the Golden Eagle, right, the Golden Eagle of America.
But nuts.
Nuts, certifiable.
Dave, if this movie wins an Oscar, what do you think it will mean for USA Wrestling?
I don't think it hurts wrestling, but I don't know that it helps wrestling either. It's more a movie about the relationship between DuPont and more Mark than Dave, and how crazy that relationship was.
So you think it was just a dark chapter in
Very
wrestling?
dark, and I think the movie was very dark. It wasn't a lot of fun.
But a great experience for you.
It was fantastic. I had a blast.
Did you catch Dave in that scene? The Oscars are this Sunday. Steve Carell is nominated for Best Actor. Mark Ruffalo nominated for Best Supporting Actor in Foxcatcher. The movie is also nominated for Directing, Original Screenplay, and Makeup and Hairstyling.
It took Steve Carell 2 hours to put that prosthesis on and take it off.
And now another hour to take it off.
It's incredible.
Yeah, incredible.